What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and thank you all for the support on my live stream earlier today where we live reacted to the Activision Q1 earnings call, which we'll be talking more about deeper into this video. But tonight, we're also going to be talking about the brand new Mastercraft, some potential new details about the next Call of Duty, which you haven't heard of yet, as well as Black Ops Cold War Year 2. Definitely stay tuned. But before I jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and be sure to use code DYNAMITE if you want to save 10% on any Control Freak orders. Their link is, of course, down below in the description. Also, let me know real quickly, what else did you want to hear during the Activision phone call, right? More about zombies, upcoming remasters. Let me know all your thoughts, because there was a juicy Q&A that took place earlier, but it didn't answer everything that we probably wanted to hear about, so let me know what your thoughts are on that down below. Sledgehammer Games also made their presence known on Twitter a couple of hours ago by confirming that yes, they are indeed working on the next Call of Duty, which drops this fall. They're opening up a brand new studio in the next couple of months, and have hired hundreds of new staff, which makes them fully capable of making their own Call of Duty again, which they weren't able to do about a year and a half ago. So that's good news, but let's wait until the actual title reveal of the game before judging the gameplay of the next Call of Duty, which you've seen nothing about at this point. People are already comparing it to Battlefield, previous Call of Duty, saying it's gonna flop, and I'm like, hold your horses there. We know nothing about the game, so at least be patient for a potential title reveal, which is gonna happen, in my opinion, much sooner than the reveal that we got last year for Black Ops Cold War. We'll talk more about that later on, but starting off with the new Mastercraft, was dropped earlier in Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. It costs 2,400 COD points, and as it officially says, embark on a forever voyage with a tracer pack, alien infestation. Note that the blueprints feature yellow tracers, acidic dismemberment, and comes with toxic elemental damage in zombies modes. Note, this bundle includes a functional heart rate tracker. So as you can see in the bundle, we also have a skin for the MP5, we have a charm vehicle skin, animated calling card, animated emblem, an accessory, and of course, this new vehicle horn. So I plan on dropping a nuke with this M16 very soon. You'll probably be seeing gameplay of that in one of my upcoming videos later this week. We hopped on some casual Fireteam here tonight to get some clips of this thing. And of course, the M16 isn't as good in Fireteam as it is in regular multiplayer, since players have armor in Fireteam, but still got some great clips with this nonetheless. We only had a green tracer M16 before that came with the Bulldozer pack. That was back in Season 1, I think, all the way back in January, so finally got a different tracer pack for the M16. Tactical rifles in this game definitely shred quite a bit, whether it's Type 63, the AUG, the M16, they're all disgusting, but when it comes to the M16 specifically, as you guys saw on stream earlier, if you miss your shots with this thing, you're probably dead, especially if you're in a close quarter situation. But up close against the enemies, it's probably a 1 burst every time you shoot them, and if you aim above the waist, it's also a 1 burst. But from a long distance, it's about a 2 burst, and then with armor, about a 3 burst, as you're seeing in Fireteam. But overall, this weapon is fantastic. If you haven't bought this yet, be sure to use code PRESTIGE in the item shop to support wonderful Call of Duty creator like himself. Maybe one day I'll get my own creator code in the Call of Duty shop, which could be code DYNAMITE. But next up, we have Call of Duty 2021. So aside from it being made by Sledgehammer, it was confirmed it's being built for next-gen platforms. So it was worded a bit strange in the Activision investors call, but what I think this means is that the game is being made from the ground up fundamentally for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and of course, high-end PCs. But if you have a PS4 or an Xbox One, I think the game is still going to drop for those last-gen platforms, as Tom Henderson himself also reiterated on his Twitter earlier today. I think what they're going to do is pull a Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, where they hire a separate studio to create a last-gen version of the new Call of Duty, which may have less features, less maps, less capabilities, and they're going to encourage you year after year after year to upgrade to next-gen hardware. But this year specifically, with the pandemic of course, it's been difficult to find the next-gen console for most people out there, and not everybody has converted yet, so I think they'll lose a lot of sales by not releasing this game on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I doubt Activision is going to do that. I think they'll do that maybe in Call of Duty 2022, Modern Warfare 2, or even Treyarch's next game in 2023. Maybe that's when they'll finally drop last-gen platforms, but for now, I think it's just not the right time to do it yet. They're probably going to keep every platform with the new Call of Duty until at least another year or two. That's just my take on that right now. So maybe Beanox, Toys for Bob, High Moon Studios, then they're working on a last-gen version of Call of Duty 2021, which will still be relatively solid, but Sledgehammer is putting all their focus on next-gen hardware capabilities. But it was not confirmed that this game is going to see campaign, multiplayer, and co-op modes. So, campaign and multiplayer, who would have guessed? I mean, we have some people out there claiming there wasn't going to be a campaign in this next Call of Duty. That was, of course, debunked fairly quickly. When it comes to co-op modes, what exactly does this mean? Let me remind you that in previous years with early Call of Duty announcements, the same thing was said about games like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, World War II. They claimed that those games would have high-octane cooperative modes, and they ended up being zombies experiences. So it's not guaranteed for this upcoming Call of Duty, but considering the massive success around zombies right now with the player base, the sales, Outbreak shaping the future of the mode, I think it's very likely we end up seeing a sequel to World War II Zombies in this next game. But if not, not, they could pull a Call of Duty Ghost something original like Extinction. I would love to see that much more than new Zombies mode, and then have Treyarch continuously update Cold War Zombies over the course of 2021, 2022. I'd prefer it that way, but you never know what's going to happen with that. I think it's also possible that Outbreak could pull a Warzone where eventually Outbreak becomes its own standalone application that devs continuously update over the next couple of Call of Duty cycles. So similar to how Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and maybe Sledgehammer are going to be updating Warzone, then maybe Outbreak in the future becomes its own experience that all developers can add their own Easter eggs, objectives, and maps to, which does change the way Zombies works forever, right? Instead of seeing traditional survival maps with high rounds and Easter eggs, we might just get this Warzone-like application for Outbreak that keeps Zombies going without a doubt, but definitely doesn't incorporate the maps we're used to seeing with every Black Ops iteration. You never know, because I think Activision knows for a fact that Treyarch pulls off Zombies the best, despite what you might think of Infinite Warfare, World War II Zombies. Treyarch just does it best, so maybe they're going to have other developers try something a bit different if they do continue Zombies with future Call of Duty releases. But now when it comes to the reveal for this upcoming Call of Duty, they did say quote-unquote soon, and Activision is attending E3 this year, which kind of surprised me a bit, so I'd be shocked if they don't reveal anything about Call of Duty during E3 with the biggest audience possible. Maybe they won't, and they'll reveal things about their other titles they have in the works. Sure, that's possible, but I think in the next month we'll end up seeing at least a title announcement or a story cinematic trailer for what this game's going to be, and then deeper into the summer during a Warzone-like event, we'll get a multiplayer trailer or a reveal of the quote-unquote high-octane cooperative experience, which may or may not be Zombies. But I want to point out something that was mentioned to me on the stream earlier. On Season 3 roadmap, there is a mid-season event planned, and there's shattered glass in the image itself. As I talked about before, it could be related to the Adler storyline, where he's at the hospital, and Woods and his team crash through the windows of the hospital roof, and then find Adler behind the red door. That could be some type of live event in Verdansk 84 that kind of kicks off the transition to this Verdansk revamp. But if it's not, then what if it's for Call of Duty 2021? I mean, the shattered glass could reference some type of new logo Sledgehammer is going to work on, where it's like a hammer shattering some glass. I mean, just a quick idea on that, but if they reveal it as soon as Season 3, then we're in for a hell of a summer of marketing for Sledgehammer's next project, which may be a lot different from the marketing we got last year for Black Ops Cold War through Pawn Takes Pawn, the live event in Verdansk. Keep that in mind, you never know. There also was no mention of Modern Warfare 3 Campaign Remastered during this investors call, which had me a bit surprised. I was hoping for at least a confirmation that other Call of Duty remasters are in the works. That would have solidified Modern Warfare 3 a little bit more, but from verified insiders, it's being said that yes, it is still dropping in Q2 of 2021, and maybe in the next Activision investors call, which is in, I think, August, they'll give us some more spicy details about the next game that we haven't heard of yet, or even a mention of possible remasters for World at War, Black Ops 1. I think Activision knows the success of Modern Warfare 1 and 2 Remastered definitely warrant remasters of some Treyarch classics as well, which I would love to see at some point in the future, so stay optimistic about that. In terms of the soap operator bundle, which I get asked about pretty often, I'm sure that'll also drop alongside this Modern Warfare 3 campaign remaster, similar to Ghost last year in Modern Warfare 2. If you don't believe in the remaster or the fact that it exists, just know that Activision is contractually obligated to release the remastered trilogy of Modern Warfare 30 days early on PlayStation. So that deal is still in effect, and we're missing just one more title in the remastered campaign trilogy. So be aware that it is coming in the next month or two, if I had to guess. But we then got some potential new details about the next Call of Duty, which I was saving for a video, and this one is perfect. So somebody out there by the name of Sledgehammer Games Vanguard Leak on Twitter, not a suspicious name at all, went ahead and said the following information. So he has information we might like. Don't ask how he got a hold of it though. The game is called World War II Vanguard, and the description for it is, as a nuclear age dawns on a post-war America, an older Ronald Red Daniels, ridden with nightmarish hallucinations of the Second World War, leads an unlikely group of men and women through the Korean War and other conflicts. A dangerous conspiracy unfolds in this new and exciting chapter in the Call of Duty franchise. During the campaign, you'll play as now Staff Sergeant Ronald Red Daniels, now suffering from the horrors of PTSD, where he leads a task force comprised of both new and familiar piracy behind the covers of bureaucratic warfare. As you traverse the war-ridden jungles of the Korean Peninsula, you'll have the chance to play throughout never-before-seen World War II missions throughout Red's lenses as he relives his personal hell, with the only escape being death itself. World War II Vanguard's multiplayer experience will give players a chance to fight on iconic 1950s locales with era-adjacent weaponry alongside your allies, including the trustworthy M1911 and the iconic MP40, which makes its full return to the battlefields 4 years after the launch of World War II. This year, a new Zombies experience takes you to Der Freithof, a decrepit facility utilized by an insane Nazi doctor doctor to create monstrosities using the rare element 115. From what I've heard, the guys at marketing Sledgehammer Games are already prepping the trailers and promos. My guy told me that they'll be using Seeing By You, or I'll Be Seeing You by Frank Sinatra for the campaign trailer. Not sure what song they'll use for the MP and Zombies trailer though, and that's it. So I wanted to bring it up real quickly in the case that it's true. Not confirming that it is legit, but I'm bringing it out there in case this information gets proven true in the future and we can look back at this and say, wow, this person was legitimate this whole time. So, without going off on a bit of a tangent, so that would just confirm that they're crossing over a zombie story in this game with Dark Ether storyline and Treyarch Call of Duty. But Element 115 doesn't make sense considering it doesn't exist anymore in the Dark Ether storyline being told. So that kind of already throws this off. But hey, I mean, if they pull it off and make it work, we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I think seeing a direct sequel to the original World War II from 2017 would be interesting to see some returning characters and then to kind of relive some unseen moments of that era through the eyes of Daniel, and then on top of that, be going through the Korean War. That could really change things up a bit. It kind of lines up with the rumor we had a couple of months ago that the next Call of Duty will take place at some point in the 50s. If that's still true is of course unknown, but seeing a bit of both and a hybrid of World War II and Korea, I would love to see that. It's a bit different from anything we've seen before in the Call of Duty franchise. Reminds me a bit of Black Ops 2 with the hybrid of the 1980s and then of course 2025. But last and definitely not least, to follow up on a topic that I brought up in yesterday's video, a year 2 for Black Ops Cold War is even more inevitable at this point thanks to the investors call that we heard earlier today. So Activision made it very clear, and what does this tell you, right? The past 3 seasons of Black Ops Cold War have been the most successful seasons since they started that system back during Modern Warfare. Not only that, but the sales never been higher for Black Ops Cold War thanks to the Warzone integration, and the player base is through the roof right now. So with that being said, they're pulling off another Black Ops 3 with Black Ops Cold War. The success is just immeasurable at this point. So with the fact that in between Black Ops 3 and 4 there were 3 years of development time, that gave Treyarch more time to add more content in Black Ops 3, whether it was for multiplayer or zombies. But in between Black Ops 4 and Cold War, there wasn't enough time to drop more updates in Blackout or Black Ops 4 multiplayer. That made sense, but we're back on that 3-year development cycle again. Sledgehammer's game wasn't delayed, so Treyarch has more than enough time to drop more content next year. And the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, as he said yesterday, is claiming that there's going to be at least 10 to 12 more 66 experiences coming to Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, but not just all throughout season 3 through 6, but even after that during World War II season. So putting all that together definitely looks like Treyarch has more up their sleeve for Black Ops Cold War than meets the eye. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the fact that we are back on the 3-year development cycle? Sledgehammer is back and better than ever with a new title that hopefully is more ambitious than any title they've ever worked on in the past. What are your thoughts on the brand new Alien Infestation Mastercraft bundle? How do you also feel about the next-gen built Call of Duty 2021, which I think is going to be pretty promising for owners of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X? Really hope you've enjoyed. That is about it, and peace out, everyone.